Great. Can't hear anything. That's a good sign. Oh, right. You know why? I need to turn them on. I have them plugged in today because I used them yesterday. I'm going to take my glasses off. I don't know why my nose is so itchy. I don't have a cat anymore. So we're back. So the scene that I discovered, where was it? It was a home vid. No, it was part of Minsky. There was this one, which is like is the opening scene of Minsky with, and then I also have the rehearsal of it. So then we find out that Minsky originally had another actor playing it, and it starts out with him, Minsky, and I can't remember her name in the movie, but Marissa, let's just say Marissa, they're having sex in the beginning of the movie, and yeah, hold on, when was it? 24/6, August 9th, okay. And so this is the actor that originally played it.
You saw the briefs again. Continue to lose them?
You've got enough. We're done with this shot. No one is going to care whether or not I have briefs on. They're too busy looking at Marissa cavorting around.
Ruins the shot, Douglas. You lie there. I'll direct.
We're done.
We're going again.
No, I think not. Never in my career have I been expected to work like this. You, sir? You're not a director. You're a fucking pervert with a camera.
I think we need a new Minsky. But I have an idea.
My name is John Durick. I'm 6'3", 42 years old. I'm 6'3", 42 years old, and I will be auditioning for the role of Minsky.
So John, the director, ends up playing Minsky. Or that's what I found out so far. And as you can see, as I was scrubbing through it, the other lady, the other woman that keeps showing up, will blip through the screen like a kind of like, you know, in Fight Club when you notice that the narrator is starting to slip a little bit, like there's something kind of off about him, you see a blip of Tyler Durden. That's kind of what I've noticed is happening here. It's yeah, so there's something like that. Then I'll show you a couple of other scenes too where that happens. I don't think I favorited this one, but hey, Blue Cloud, welcome. So is this game actually about immortality? Yes, I think so, for sure. Trav is here, welcome. Kaita says he's 42 in this, so he's in his 60s in the 20E. 20E? What? Are we in 20E right now? Is this what this is? This is 1A though, 1 alpha. Oh, it's 2OE, so 2 of everything. Sorry, yeah, yes, but so is she, because at the end of Ambrosio, she said in that clip when she was on that late night show, which was in 1968, she said she was 20 years old. So, and then when you look at her in the movie in 2 of Everything, which is supposedly done in 1999, it's exactly the same person. There's something going on there, which hence the immortality piece. Which, if you think about the plot of Ambrosio, where we find out that Marissa's character is actually like the devil, I think that either John has made a deal with the devil or something like that, or she's a succubus, which I also was thinking, like, that woman, that other person that keeps coming up is some kind of succubus. And anytime, like, if you know what a succubus is, anytime, like, it's supposedly this, like, being that haunts women, haunts men, and is very, very jealous of any woman that comes into that man's space. So she ends up either haunting the women or something like that. I only learned really about what a succubus is after I learned out what an incubus is because of the band. And they also talked about that in a X-Files episode. So I looked it up after that, because a succubus was apparently haunting Walter Skinner. So that's what immediately I was like, oh my God, it's a succubus. It has to be. That's what's happening. This woman, this thing, this lady that keeps coming up is someone that's either haunting him or he made some sort of deal with the devil to be either like ask for like eternal life or whatever. Something like that. There's clearly something supernatural happening with him in particular and her. So there's that. So that was 1A in 19... And so then if you're here, he was alive as of 1972. But there's another great scene that I discovered where... Actually, I should favorite this one. I'm favoriting all the ones where the succubus shows up. Here's another one where Minsky... Is it Minsky or Carl? I can't remember. Because Marissa is also like kind of an artist herself. She's kind of like a muse of Minsky. So John is saying, of course you learned it from an X-Files episode. I know, right? It's so bad. And Kite is saying also that this game has more layers than an onion. Yeah, like it really does. Like you can really theorize pretty much anything. Blue Cloud says, so this game deals with demons and the devil then? Great! It's a demon, the Infernal Chronicle. I don't know what that is, but yeah. Basically, demons, devils, I think. Has some pretty heavy, like, religious stuff too, so I figure that's what's happening. And then you said, also, has anyone here seen Day Shift? I don't know what that is. No. I'm trying to find... And also, I noticed certain poses seems to trigger the succubus. I'm calling her the succubus. So there's this scene where Marissa... Okay, well, I'll just go to the very beginning. Which is scene 19 Bravo. Alder says, have you discovered how Carl... Oh, yes. So on Thursday's stream, we discovered through a late night interview that John Durick gave, he said that Carl died during the making of Minsky, which is this guy that's in this scene. I haven't found his death scene yet, but we theorize that he probably died during the either at some point they have sex again with that like mask thing on, and she closes off his airway for a while and he dies from suffocation. Basically, that's something like that. We theorize that's probably how he died, but we don't really know. Anyway. Blue Cloud says, Demon the Infernal is another World of Darkness game. Oh, cool. See, I haven't played a lot of other World of Darkness games besides Vampire the Masquerade, unfortunately. Blue Cloud says, I was talking about the Netflix movie with Jamie Foxx, not those Russian vampire movies from the 2000s, although they seem pretty cool. Never got around to seeing them myself. Kaita says, that would explain why the movie was never released if he died during the making of it. Yeah. But the thing is that all three of them were never released. That's what's weird about it, is that, like, in Minsky's case, sure, if your lead dies, then what the fuck are you gonna do? Like, you could hire somebody midway through, sure, I guess. No, you couldn't. Like, how are you gonna explain that? You're gonna have to write something into it that explains his death. So yeah. Anyways, here's the scene.
Scene 19B, take 3.
So this is, I call this actor Shane Dawson because he reminds me so much of Shane Dawson. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. He has like red hair and vaguely looks like him, but...
I'm gonna make you live forever.
Immortality. Hello. And I also think that there's an art connection too, like a picture of Dorian Gray kind of thing. I've clicked on one piece of art, which was the Virgin Mary one, which I think was one of the first scenes we watched on Thursday with the finger sucking. I clicked on that and I got a couple of different art pieces, which there might be a Dorian Gray kind of connection, Immortality, etc.
This is
Young forever.
Take your shirt off. It's getting in the way of the lines and colors.
Sure. You get to see man butt, even though you've seen man butt already, but... Kaita says they did a fantastic job finding actors that look like they belong in each era. That's so true. Especially this guy. Like, he looks like he belongs in a 1970s movie, for sure.
Now the rest of it.
Tiger Sack
You know,
says,
Minsky used to
I
insist
wish I
walk
could live
around the
forever to
studio
explore
naked
this
at all
entire
times,
world.
so
I would
he
do it
could absorb
only
my form.
as a young person.
It was only
Like, if I
allowed
could
to
live forever
sunbathe
as a
nude
young
because tan
person,
lines ruined everything.
kind of like, you know, if I got turned by a vampire and then explore the world and then die, that would be nice. I wouldn't want to live forever, but just long enough that I could see everything as a young person. How is it that you can see every fucking muscle on his back? How does one do that? How does one get that jacked? Dehydration?
Off.
Okay. Man butt. I'm not rewinding it just so I can look at his butt. I'm just... There she is. Succubus is here. Okay, anyways, so she's telling him to take his clothes off, whatever. And then we see the succubus again. So that was weird. So I favorited that one. We already saw this one, which was the sex scene between the two of them. which I thought that maybe was his death, the death scene. But this is, I don't remember which take this is. I think it was maybe another take that he died in, but we haven't gotten there yet. So we also see that the succubus shows up in this clip, which is just her and Carl sitting in the bed. Sorry, 1 second. There's also this one. Where not the succubus, but the succubus and two of the men show up. John, and so that makes me think that she took both of them. She killed them both, and now they're stuck in this like weird alternate reality. And that's the end of the movie. So the last frame, it's a short movie. Only 40-something scenes. 44A. .44 Alpha is the last scene. And it is on July 20th, 1970. Kaita says, really though, shouldn't his death be the last scene in Minsky? He can't die and then be in other scenes. Well, they never film scenes in sequence in movies, so he could, like, the end scene of the movie could have been done on the first day, which in this case was on the 7th of the, July 20th. But if both of them are showing up in the alternate world on that day, I wonder if they're already dead by this point. Or something. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Does that make sense? Because if they're showing up with the succubus as of July 20th, Blue Cloud says, so hold up, have you established that the main chick in this game doesn't age? Well, she hasn't. Look at this. The very first movie that she did was in 1968. Right? I don't have, what's the earliest that we have? June 8th, 1968. Then we go to the very last, which I'll show you these, which is March 29th, 1999. And she looks the same. So something is up. Let me show you this scene. Hold on, let me go from the very beginning. So this was triggered when I was... In fact, hold on, let me go from the actual scene. So this is scene 82 through 83 of Two of Everything. So I'm playing it along.
Scene 82 through 83 rehearsal.
All right, let's just go for this. I'll follow your lead.
There she is.
Then we'll run it with Randy to see how to tackle the fight.
All right, just take it nice and slow, and we'll break it down from there.
Feel free to hit me. I could take it.
Let me start in the elevator.
Sorry, I just kind of ruined it there, but we'll see.
Those
I'll put
drinks
those
went
scenes.
to my head.
Don't crap out on me now. Talked a pretty good game back in the car.
You ever fuck in a pool?
It's not where she died?
Yes. Guess that's
But I
creepy.
was wearing most of it.
No. I like it. Thinking about someone that famous dying there, fucking there. There's like a thrill to it, all that dark energy. It's like psychic Viagra.
Fuck.
Who's this
You're
dialogue?
a wild one. Let me show you something.
Ding. Door opens on the bedroom suite. It's dark.
You'll
Andrew hits a
also see John is in this as well.
Subdued lighting. Bedroom hasn't been touched from when Heather stayed there and looks like a crime scene. Broken glass and bed sheets.
This is where she was staying. I told them to leave it, so it's exactly the way it was when Maria died. It's a new art piece for my collection. I call it The End of Celebrity. Oh. I need another drink or something stronger.
Why are you showing this to me?
You said you wanted to feel the dark energy.
This just feels sad.
Yes, well, Maria had a sad life.
What makes you say that?
Something I observed. When you make a lot of money, you could go two ways. Either you grow with it, be happy, or you stay small, and it makes you sad. I'm sure she thought of herself as some kind of artist, but when you get that famous, you're basically a whore.
Is that what happened here?
You want to know if I fucked her?
Tell me what you did to her.
I just noticed you look a lot like her. There's something weird going on.
Do you like that I look like her?
Take off your clothes.
Tell me what happened. She didn't die by accident.
Oh, she didn't do as she was told. I didn't like that. Will you take off your clothes? Now.
You killed her?
Bitch!
Hey, I think we need to take a break.
No, she gasps, scrambles around, reaches. The gold mic is still
That's the stunt coordinator being like, okay, we need to stop.
under the bed. Hand reaches in there, and Mike.
And she beats him with a dildo.
Did you kill her?
Why do you fucking care? No, I didn't kill her. My wife did. She put you up to this, didn't she? She's a clever one. Normally she has her boys do her dirty work. Sending you is a novel twist. Never thought she'd hurt me, though.
Where is she? Where is she right now?
She's probably up on the roof, swimming in the pool where she killed that bitch Maria. Okay, I'll give you anything you want.
You can't give me what I want.
You take the key card out of my pocket, and then you're gone.
Hey, you okay?
All right, so that was that scene. Let us just rewind. We'll go to the one that I discovered. See, I can always go too fast. There it is. So the succubus shows up.
You provoked me. You made me choose between them and you. I had them burn you.
So there's that. So then I thought, if the succubus looked at this other actress, and they looked at each other, does she know something? Because every time you click on the succubus, it always takes you back to Maria. And Kaita says the gun changes. Yeah, and I did freeze it and then click on the gun, and the same gun is used in Minsky earlier on in the 70s, where Carl is taking it out of a drawer. That's where it takes you to. I'll show you. And then paying attention to what she says, too, right? Something about them burning you or something like that. I'm pretty sure this is where it'll take you. So it takes you to this scene, Minsky. It's the same gun. Blue Cloud says, so this is some straight up twin. It's totally very Lynchian. Absolutely. This game is very, very, and even like the movies are very Lynchian too. Because it's like kind of off. Like there's just something off about the whole thing. And I think also like in Twin Peaks where, for those of you that have seen it, like the kind of blending between Bob. What the hell is going on with this? What was I saying? All right. The blending between Bob and Laura Palmer's dad is very much the same thing, right? Like there's a switch that happens. Which, you know what? I never sorry for spoilers if you've never seen Twin Peaks, but I never realized how fucked up that is. How fucked up that whole show is. Like the premise of the show is really, and like when you find out what it actually is, it's really fucked up. That's crazy. Ooh, gross. Sorry. But I want to go back to that scene for a second. Oh, but I also wanted to play this scene. What if you focus on the original gun before the heads? I did that too, and I'll show you what happens when that happens. Bitch. So it takes you.
It just went off.
Fuck, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. So we notice that that gun is the one that the succubus had earlier. I keep calling her that, but I don't know if that's really her. The succubus has that gun, and she tries to kill, I think that's the actor that plays Hessenberg, who's like the creepy billionaire that pays her $10 million to come to his birthday party or something. Anyway, she's using that. She's using a pistol, and then it goes to this revolver. Now, I haven't scrubbed the scene, so we'll see what that shows.
Scene 17A, take one.
Actually, 1 second. August 3rd, did it say? Hot gun. Cold gun. No, hot gun in this case. August 30th, 1970.
Scene 17A, take one.
Action.
Originally, like I said, we theorized that he died during the sex scene. Ugh, my stomach is burning. Okay, so there's another object that I could click on. She does.
You know how to use that thing?
Frankie Santora?
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay, so we scrubbed there.
Santora?
Okay, let's just watch the whole scene first.
Use that thing.
Frankie Santora?
I will say also, though, that the point at which I clicked on that gun showed me something different, I think. Now I'm confused.
It just went off. Fuck, Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay. Shit, I keep missing it. So we see the succubus and another person. Who is that? And it won't let you, like, freeze frame on it. So the succubus is dressed as Frankie Santora, and it must be Carl, I guess. I don't know. Right there. Or maybe it's both of them? There we go. There we go. Okay. Interesting. So we need to mark that one. Oops. We also know that there's a making of that they're doing concurrently with Minsky, and they did one for Two of Everything and Ambrosio. So I'm wondering if this particular scene was also captured by the documentary people. Like the immediate aftermath of it. So I feel like that has to exist somewhere. Do we ever see the succubus's true demon visage? Yes. I'll show you where.
That Elvira?
Oh, no, sorry. Not her, the demon version of her. But we see her in this scene.
62 apple, take...
And remember, Marissa is playing the devil in Ambrosio. That's her character. Ambrosio is a Capuchin monk.
One.
This was the scene that I was like, my mind was blown. I was like, oh my god, look how seamless that is. Here she is.
Deserts are mostly empty of people. Less people, less trouble. It used to be that you could find solitude in the desert before Satellite imaging digitized the whole world in the palm of your hand. There are all sorts of places on Earth. Empty places where a person can lay down and die. We used to listen to the rocks crack at night. One of us was tempting the other, but I forget which. In the desert, you can lose track of time. There's no civilization, just sand and creatures. I like how this movie ends. All the good stories finish in the desert.
Okay, so that's that scene. The actual scene, this is like the succubus's version of this scene, is, I believe, is the last... Sorry. I'm stuck in the succubus scene. Shit. Anyway. What was I going to show you next was this scene that I found, which could also explain why none of them were released. And in which chronology would that be?
Holy shit.
Cut.
Listen, are you okay?
Give me a second. Yeah, it's here. There should be a succubus in here somewhere too. Yeah, right there. Okay, yeah, there it is. Fuck yeah!
Keeps the doctor away.
If you throw it hard enough.
Ah, there's two succubuses! Oh my god. The fuck? This was okay. Wait. Now I'm getting very excited. Remember when the guy, when he was on top of her? When they were fighting with the gun and whatever, he was like, my wife killed Maria? That's his wife, I think. Or like something like that. They're Hessenberg and her in cahoots. So maybe she's a succubus too! Holy fuck!
The apple and snake were my idea.
Oh, wait. Okay. Is that real? Where do they get these actors, man? They are perfect for this. It's so... They're off-putting, but like in a really strangely magnetic way. Quick, what kind of snake is that?
This isn't going to work.
Wow. Okay, let's go from the... Oh, right. And when you're in the succubus world, forward means big, Like, if you want to rewind, you have to go forward. If you want to go forward, you have to rewind. Does that make sense? Or did I just say the same thing twice? I don't know. Let's watch the whole thing again. Okay, so what's the recurring theme? The apples. We've seen the apples multiple times. A mask also shows up quite a bit. And plants, I guess, shows up quite a bit as well. And we notice also in Succubus World, the music is always discordant.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Throw it hard enough.
Wait. If we hear the music in Succubus
Yeah,
World, does
snake
that mean
were
that
my
there's a
idea.
scene within a scene? And snakes, too. Snakes is also another recurring theme. In Ambrosio, there's a woman that wears... Sorry, in Minsky, there's a woman that wears the snake earring. Which is this character, this person, the succubus that's inside the woman with the black hair has a snake earring. What's something biblical about snakes? Garden of Eden? In the Garden of Eden, the snake is the tempter, right? That all has to relate to the Garden of Eden. Snakes, apples, right? Because the snake offers them an apple and that tempts Eve or something like that. Help, Christians! Jesus! The snake is the devil in the Garden of Eden. Okay. And isn't it right where the snake offers Eve the apple, she bites from it, and then damns them both? It damns both Adam and Eve? Yes. Okay. Gears are turning. Okay, let's just go from the... Oh, sorry. We want to go from the very beginning.
An apple.
Oh! So that means that this character is the devil.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
If you throw it hard enough. The apple and snake were my idea.
It's a cute snake, actually.
This isn't going to work.
So this is the first time I've seen the demon form of that other girl, of that woman. So let's click on him. Or her. Sorry. It's gonna take me... Whoa.
And cut! Means we're late again. Well, let's go again.
Was he just sucking off that dude? Wait a second. I wish I had done that. I would have zoomed out and then... Third Eye says, snakes in a lot of mythology represent deception or eternity, depending on the faith. That's true. Yes. It's always, like, it's interesting that Huh. I'm leaning towards it having a Christian connection because of the fact Ambrosio is something centered around religion. Catholics, mostly. So, I mean, it's possible.
"61 Charlie, take 3.
61 Charlie.
Smoke! And action!
Ah. So we also see...
Action!
We don't get an alternate
3.
universe here, but...
Smoke!
I'm gonna see what happens when we click on his face again.
Action!
For what am I summoned here?
I am condemned to die. Save me.
Are you prepared to renounce him who made you and who died for you? Answer yes, and Lucifer is yours.
You ask too much.
Okay, confirmed.
Take me from this dungeon, be my servant for a single hour, and I will be yours for 1,000 years.
No.
So, yeah, he sold his soul.
I must have your soul. Have him
Called it.
mine and mine forever.
I will not doom myself to an eternity. I will not give up hope of one day.
Maybe the succubi can't tell the difference between... Because we don't know what happened to John, the actor that plays... Sorry, not John. Robert, the actor that plays Ambrosio. We don't know the reason why Ambrosio was never released. I'm wondering if the demons, I'm just throwing it out there, can't tell the difference between, like, reality and fiction in this case. Like, you're asking for my... in the movie, you're asking to get out of this peculiar situation and you're willing to sell your soul. They don't know that it's not real. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know. I'm still half asleep.
Being pardoned.
You are infamous to both men and angels. Your destiny
He has
is
a
already
body like a
mine.
Greek
Liar!
god. That's crazy.
Sign this parchment and I will bear you from hence.
Also, that crown, hello? That thing is fucking awesome. Why can't I do
Pray for
movies
luck when
like
they burn
this?
you.
Where I get to wear cool shit.
Pray that the heat causes the skin around your neck to contract and strangle you quick. Granted, the pain is most intense in the beginning, before your nerves have been seared. But these holy inquisitors are skilled at making this last. Sign. The guards are on their way here.
Telephone's here.
You have minutes left.
I've signed, now take me away.
Hold. Do you freely and absolutely renounce your creator and his son?
I do.
Do you make over your soul to me forever?
Forever.
Without future appeal to divine mercy?
I am yours forever and irrevocably. I abandon all claim to salvation. Now save me, bear me away.
You are mine past reprieve. And I fulfill my promise.
Now!
Also, does he have a nipple piercing? I can't stop staring at his nips.
And cut.
Wings were lit again. Well, let's go again.
He's like, what? Did I do something wrong? But let's go back and click his face again. Let's see where it takes us. Oh. Oh. Oh, we should be able to see the succubuses here. Yes.
Thought you'd keep your
Yes.
distance if you came back.
I never can. That was a lot.
Sorry, let me go from the beginning.
I thought you'd keep your distance if you came back.
I never can. There's more that binds us together than repels us.
What they do, what they create is worthwhile. I want that.
They're monkeys flinging shit.
There's more than just existing.
There is. But not this.
So she did make a deal with the devil. She made a deal with the devil. She made a deal with the devil to be young forever. But she's cursed to be alone. I keep calling her but this is like the succubus version of what the fuck is her name? Marissa. Okay, let me just go out of this scene for a second. I just need to... Let's see the actual scene.
$42 apple, take one.
So that means that she sold her soul before 1968. Right?
Smoke! He comes. Music fills the air. Action. Marissa.
Yeboah. Yeboah.
Dagagnana bazie.
Zroy zilwazi.
Kize.
Niamzie. Drol zinatsies.
Smoke! Satan off! Smile and turn. Cut. Check the gate and let's grab that mother-daughter on Marissa.
She also has the habit of sleeping with everybody that she works with, right? So I'm thinking that I'm trying to think who she slept with like, sorry, I should say that's not a one-way street. Like, clearly the directors were very much creeps back then, for sure. And she's young. She's like 19 or 20 in this, right? Or, well, she's probably much older than that, but as is, you know, a demon or whatever she is. Anyway, I wanted to show you the one scene that I discovered. What was it? Just Just trying to remember what the frame was. Give me a sec, guys. Oh, what's weird? Where did all my... Oh, what? I don't like movie mode. Or image mode, whatever. Sorry. It's gonna take me a while to find it. Here's another gun, by the way. Did I look at this one? Oh, it takes me to that one. Okay. So the gun that kills Carl is his service weapon. Oh.
Ready for launch, hot set.
So this, see the snake again? And technically, as far as I know, when people were crucified, they weren't crucified through the hands, they were crucified through the wrists. I don't know if that's actually true. I never took any of Byzantine history. Well, I did. I didn't like it. I didn't... Anyway. So, again, like, referring to stigmata, the symbolism is very,
Action. She must have hid the earring. Fucking hell.
She's dead?
She's dead.
Sorry.
Action. She must have hid the earring. Fucking hell.
She's dead?
She's dead. Looks sad.
She always looks sad in his paintings.
She blinked.
Oh, Christ. What a mess. Get to skip trial at least.
I blinked. Fuck.
Sorry, I'm around.
Feel safe?
Blue Cloud says this game needs a TV tropes page.
39C, take 3.
Stat.
Let's break for lunch.
John asks, so wait, does she kill someone in all 3 movies? Well, somebody dies in well, we don't know who dies during the making of Ambrosio, but we do know that somebody dies definitely during Minsky. And I'm trying to find the one to show you that I found on yesterday. I just don't remember where it is. I thought that the succubus would show up in that too. Is it this one? Yes. Which also, this particular scene, I was so delighted to watch because it's so, from like an acting perspective, how much the scene changes when the director makes the decision that he makes and how much more effective and amazing it is. Just, I believe it. Okay, here we go, from the very beginning. Originally, they're doing this scene kind of, he's just kind of walking around or whatever. This is, now they've recast Minsky as the director. John Derek is playing him now. And with Melissa, I keep calling her Melissa. Marissa. And then he makes this decision.
Scene 33B, take 1.
Oh, hold on one second. This is October 8th, 1970. October 8th, 1970, and then I think it's October. It could also be August 10th. I don't know. I always do date, month, year. Y'all Americans do some weird shit. I don't know.
Scene 33B, take 1.
You ready, Thomas? Keep it loose. Let Marissa lead you. Action. You are nothing without me. You will always be a footnote in my biography.
You didn't create me.
This doesn't feel right. Keep rolling. It's not just an argument, right? Let's take it to the bed. It's foreplay. It's a wrestling match.
Yeah, I love it.
And also remember too that the two of them, these two actors, are sleeping together. So they are like in a relationship. And so it just makes it so, oh my god, this scene is just so good.
We're just gonna go for it. Keep up. Okay. You ready? You are nothing without me. You will always be a footnote in my biography.
You didn't create me.
Yes, I did. I found you and I made you what you are. There are millions of pretty girls and I made you singular. You are as much a creation of Minsky as all these paintings.
Without me, you cannot paint. I will leave you. And I will sell my own paintings. And I will forget you and you will be alone.
A model who paints is amusing, like a dog who walks on two legs. People will find you amusing for a while. It is impossible for you to be an artist.
I will kill you.
You lack the masculine power for that kind of violence. Let's fuck, and tomorrow you can apologize.
Okay, so that's the scene, basically. But I want to show you, as I was like scrubbing through this. Sorry, I went too far. Do it again. Damn it! Ah, going too slow. Going too fast, damn it. Too far, too far, too far. Go back, go back, go back, go back. There it is.
Not who I thought you were. What I thought you were. It's a lot. What you did was horrific.
I wanted to be like you.
I thought you wanted to be with me.
It's the same.
Should I be scared of you?
This isn't the reaction that I wanted.
What happened?
The other one told me you'd disappoint me.
He's dead. I was trying to help you. I made this movie for you.
For yourself.
So I was like, oh, she killed him too! Holy fuck! So she kills the director. So not only does she kill Carl, she kills the director too. That's the reason why the movie was never released. So we still don't know. She made a deal with the devil. Likely she made a deal with the devil like prior to she even... like right before she started her like big career, and then when Ambrosio came out, and then as you said, she said the other one said that you would disappoint me. So the other one being the devil guy, maybe is the one. Is that not like brilliant? I clapped. I was like, man, that scene was fucking great. Oh, loved it. And then Alder's asking, how does he direct the third film if he's dead? That's a good question. But I was thinking that, okay, what was the date on this one again? Shit, now I can't get out of it. Okay, let me...
I believe you.
So this was 1970. So I think there's could be some body jumping here or something as well. Just spitballing. She ends up killing him on this night, but like, is it possible that she could like do some magic or whatever, asking the devil, could you bring him back? Or I don't know. Spitballing here, I don't know. But I was like floored when I found that piece. I was like, yes! Oh my god, that's great! I clapped. Okay. What time is it? Hey, Kels is here. Welcome. Good morning. Guys, my stomach is burning like crazy. Let me go get a Pepsid. Whew. Whew. Oh, since I'm gonna eat pizza later, you know. Wow, it makes my look like I have like these power thighs. Yeah, I lift, baby. I don't lift, but I squat. Is this game not amazing? Like, am I just imagining how it's so fucking cool. It's so fucking cool. I don't really know if we should keep going. Because Minsky, I feel like we've got... we don't have all the frames yet. We have the ending for sure. We have the beginning for sure, but there are missing pieces in between. I like sorting it by dates better. Well, we can also do it by scene too. 35E, 32A, 34B. What is the last one that we have? Oh, did I show you this? Because remember that he died in 1970,
Injured
but then
and
look.
later died.
This is in 1972.
Well, I'm excited to see this new movie.
Well, you have to tell me what you think.
Yeah, must feel like a new start for you.
See? Must feel like a new start for you. Well, I did die 2 years ago.
And
Okay, I didn't know that I could scrub here, so when we watched this originally, so let's see what it shows.
Here's...
Well, I'm sure everybody's read about it or heard the gossip.
Oh my god.
I was making a movie in New York.
Your first as director?
Yes, I'd done quite a bit of work as director of photography at that point, but this was my first. It would have been a superb movie.
So she can also shapeshift. Guys, she can shapeshift. Of course she can. She's a succubus. So we're saying.
Well, there was an accident on set, and one of the actors, Carl Greenwood, was unfortunately injured and later died. And after that, we felt it was in everybody's best interest that we stop the movie. We decided not to finish.
This was also a movie that starred Marissa Marcel, and I gather put a stop to her career. They say she's become a recluse.
I don't want to speak for Marissa, but I think recluse might be inaccurate. Just because she chooses not to court celebrity just makes her normal. I don't think she disappeared or anything. She just chose a different life.
Have you met with Marissa since that movie?
I have not.
Okay. Well, we're going to go to a short commercial here.
Blue Cloud says, or that's Eve. So you think that there's like a duality there, right? There's like an Adam and Eve thing going on. John says, I dread to think the amount of work that went into this, though. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I was saying at the top of stream. Like, how much work it would take to make all of those movies and then zoom out and make a game out of it is immense. And so I understand why they had to push the release twice, because, you know, and there's still there was an update this morning for this game, so they're still tweaking it and whatever. It's so good. God, it's good.
Come back, we're gonna have some amazing new music.
Blue Cloud says the succubi could be Adam and Eve. But then that would make Adam like the devil that she made a deal with. I think she made a deal with the devil to be young forever. That's... But she's also has this idea that this ability to shapeshift. Look at this. She's shapeshifting as John. So the movie 2 of everything was really directed by her. By this entity. And that's why she had to have a body double for most of it. Or something. Like, 2 of everything. There's 2 of everything. That's... Oh my god, that just makes so much more sense now. Holy fuck! So much thought went into this. It's crazy. Tiger Sex says, this whole thing is pretty wild. I dig it, right? It's so fucking wild. Like, what is happening? Blue Cloud says, I mean, the Faustian deal is still on the table. Yeah, for sure. There's definitely some kind of live forever / be young forever. And then there's a connection with, like, Dorian Gray paintings and art, etc. Fuck, that's great. Ugh. I think this might be my first, like, 10 out of 10, guys. 10 out of 10. Enjoyed it. Where are we at? Garçon. Coffee. Need more water. Not coffee, but water. So, we need to favorite that one. Oh, did I already? What else was I going to show you? We saw this scene, which was like the scene between Marissa and Carl. This is on Game Pass too. I might have to give it a whirl myself. You'll just get really immersed in the world really quickly. It's so fucking cool, man. So cool, man. Okay, so let's start. Cause I really want to figure out Minsky first. Not so much about Ambrosio. Wait, is this by? No. Okay, so we have 61 Charlie. That can't be the end of the movie. Oh, right, this is by date. It says Satan. Satan.
Have her hair whip around like she's Medusa.
So there he is again.
How's that?
For the boss training, can we please cut and talk this?
She looks like a fucking painting. Like Venus Venus. No. What's the? It's a Michelangelo painting, isn't it? Hold on. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? This one. The Birth of Venus by Botticelli, sorry. Same, like, milky body and then the red hair. She's got a, well, she's definitely thinner, but she looks like a painting. Anyway.
Crew, happy to go straight into a tank. Fuck you, monk!
Huh?
62 Apple, take one.
Mark's off for today. Seduce them all and such. All right, thanks for coming. John says, I assume that's pretty much what they're going for. Yeah, and there have been a couple of other shots that were very, very obviously, like, especially in Ambrosio, that are very, like, Renaissance painting. Like, she looks so much like a painting, like this a Botticelli chick.
Rolling on this shot for a second. Okay. Action on Ambrosio.
Where am I? Take me to Matilda!
My dear Ambrosio.
Where is the demon?
You have sermonized that Satan may sometimes take a pleasing form. I have had my eye on you for a while. This model of piety. The mortal who placed his puny virtues on a level with those of angels. Now you are mine. Eternally. Listen whilst I unveil the true depths of your crimes. You've shed the blood of two innocents. Antonia, that pure girl whom you violated, she was your sister. That Elvira whom you murdered, she gave you birth.
So he had sex with his sister and his mom. How very Game of Thrones.
Tremble, hypocrite. Inhuman parasite, incestuous ravisher. You claim to be above temptation, absolved of all mortal vices. Is not pride a sin? Your inhumanity? Know that I have long marked you for my prey. I saw that your virtues came from vanity, not principle. I observed your idolatry of the Madonna's picture that you performed to seduce you. Your path to crime was laid out by me, and you walked it so easily. Scarcely could I propose crimes so quick as you performed them. You raped your own sister and murdered your mother. Unholy man. But it is sweeter still. Your surrender was unnecessary. Those guards at your door, they were sent to free you. A last-minute pardon issued by the Inquisition to safeguard the sanctity of the cloth. You would have walked free.
So he sold his soul to her for nothing. So good.
Contract. You promised to save me.
I promised to take you from the dungeon, save you from the Inquisition. That I did. I fulfilled my part of the bargain. Now your eternal soul is mine. I claim my prize.
And cut!
Arthur, that's hard in the dress.
I hate the dress. It's not shocking. Can I try something?
Can I try something? Can you just go completely naked? Let's do that.
In a crypt, Satan is naked. The devil doesn't need clothes.
No, a nude woman is not scary.
Kick up the wind machine, have her hair whip around like she's Medusa.
How's that?
Like a Bosch painting.
Ah, see, like a Bosch painting.
Please cut and talk this through.
Wait, a Bosch painting? Okay, no. That's not right.
Happy to go straight into a tank. Fuck you, monk!
Damn, she has a lot of... I would not be able to do that. Be like, yeah, I'll take it off. Whatever. Let's do this. Let's do this fucking take. So that's an interesting scene. So, yeah. Ambrosio is literally a movie about selling your soul to the devil. All signs point to yes. All signs point to this is what this is about. Okay, here's something interesting. But he's not dead by this point. A lot of the rehearsals. Yeah, Blue Cloud, they said, I think he meant Botticelli, not Bosch. Oh, I don't think I played you this one. This is the original actor that was supposed to play Minsky. He's such a... He's a tosser. Is that what you guys call it in England? Is that not right? Is that not politically correct? He's an idiot. Does that just mean, like, toss them in the garbage? Like, they're a terrible person, toss them in the garbage? Or is it some kind of, like, something bad? I haven't clicked on this painting. We should go see what that means.
Miss, is it true you never posed for paint?
No, never.
Wait, what year was this? Was this before he died? May 29th? Yeah, so he's still alive at this point. Oh my god, Trav, thank you for rescribing at 44 months. My god, where did the time go? That's... It's amazing. Thank you so much for being here for that long. John says, nah, it's about right. Toss just means wanker, something different. Same thing, but different word. Okay.
Miss, is it true you never posed for paint?
No, never.
Oh, you are a natural.
Also, sorry, I just had another thought. Why would the succubus, Marissa, decide to kill John at that point? He must have done something that disappointed her and then was like, okay, you're done. You're done. I'm killing you now. I want to know what that is. Oh, and they also... I'll play you another scene, too, where Marissa is saying that Carl is not who he seems. Carl is queer, and she tries to seduce him, and it doesn't work or something. Anyway, I'll play it for you.
Don't kill me like you do the artist in this movie.
Sorry, the actress, not her character. The actress tries something with Carl, and he doesn't reciprocate. She doesn't understand why. And she realizes that he's queer. So maybe Carl and him got together, and that's why she ended up killing him. But, yeah, right? Because I had said also that they were, on Thursday I said that they were a throuple. Like, there's something going on here. Either she's sleeping with both of them, or she's sleeping with John, and John is sleeping with Carl. And that's, like, no bueno in her books.
You'll have to cut that out.
Oh, is that a twist? No, I like to keep things ambiguous. Speak of the devil, artist himself has arrived.
Good to see you, John. Hello, everybody. Thought I'd drop in to take a look at my handiwork. You know, I have played an artist twice before, so I'm already pretty damn good at pretending how to paint.
Shut up.
Oh, no. I prefer the illusion.
Douglas.
Enchanted. You know, I will take advantage of you being frozen in place.
I think she might be a Canadian actor. I I think she might be, actually, now that I think about it.
To steal a kiss.
Ew! Look at this guy. Did you hear what he just said? He's such a fucking creep.
You know, I will take advantage of you being frozen in place to steal a kiss. I have heard great things about you. I can see they're all correct. Oh, John, I did meet Picasso once before.
You know, John, I've met Picasso. I've played an artist twice before. Like, fuck off, dude.
It's very short and rude. He did do me a sketch on a napkin.
Yeah, that's like blatant sexual harassment in the workplace. Should have fucking slapped him.
I'm just waiting for him to die, so it'll be worth something.
You don't care for it.
Oh, no. I am not a fan of cubism. It just seems inherently wrong to take a beautiful woman and turn her into a bunch of triangles. Got that from your documentary. I don't want to be dismissed as a cultural heathen.
Too late.
You know, John, I was thinking, I'd like to make a few requests. Since this film is named after him, I feel like we should make Minsky a little more sympathetic.
Okay, so she doesn't. So let me just go here. Okay, move your hand.
Miss, is it true you never posed for pain?
No.
There we go.
All the rest was a distraction.
That's vandalism.
Now it's worth more.
Did you ever read his diary?
I wrote it. Every morning he would have me read his letters to him, and then I'd write down his thoughts from the previous day.
I wonder if Minsky's supposed to be based on Warhol. Because I know that Warhol had somebody read his letters to him, and then she would type like a diary for him and stuff like that. There's a documentary on it on Netflix. So Minsky's like kind of a Warhol-esque character. And there's also, I don't know if you remember, there's a scene that we watched where they're all like kind of like spaced out or whatever at the like at Minsky's house. So he has all of his muses around him. Warhol always kept muses around. Ugh.
There's an entry from the day he was
Wait,
murdered.
how did Andy Warhol die? Was he murdered? He was almost killed by a radical feminist who shot him inside his studio. Oh, I didn't know that. That's fucked. After gallbladder surgery, Warhol died of cardiac arrhythmia in February 1987 at the age of 58. Shit. More you know. Clearly I didn't watch the rest of that documentary.
If you've already guessed it, just say so, Detective. I found the body. I couldn't process it. I wrote the diary, got ready for the show, and headed out as if everything was fine.
When you found the body, was there a mask? Some kind of mask?
Oh, another mask. I'll have to click on that.
No.
That's also like a metaphor, I guess, for what's happening here. She's wearing a mask. It's all an illusion with her.
He was naked, there was blood. First I thought it was a game. Sometimes he would act weak, so I wouldn't want to leave him. But...
Can I ask you about these marks?
Oh my god.
I hope you didn't get too hung up on these, Detective. Each mark shows that we had sex.
Oh.
The symbols show the type and frequency. Vanilla, we both came. Oral, both came. Rope play, we came.
He's
Anal.
like, oh my god.
You asked.
He was active for an older man.
Minsky and the rest, art is a procreative endeavor, a masculine act. To paint me, he had to fuck me. To paint me
It's
fully, he
convenient.
had to fuck me.
Fully. Whoever killed Minsky cut off his penis.
How about you, Detective? Do you need to fuck me to decide if I'm guilty?
Jesus.
Who is Frankie Santora?
Frankie Santora. Okay, so Frankie Santora, we found out during his death scene, is her disguised as a man. This poor guy is just trying to do his fucking job, and this woman is like, touch my boobies.
I don't know.
His name appears 12 times in the diary, and he doesn't show up in any records. So,
Maybe he was one of Minsky's dealers. One I never met.
you wrote it.
It's just a name. You should go now. I'm about to go to sleep.
And I sleep naked. Who says this? Oh my god. Except in like a really cheesy porn.
Naked.
Wah! Yeah, I knew it. She's gonna splash him.
I'll be in touch.
What's your name?
Goodman.
Your first name?
Detective.
Poor guy. Boobies! Okay, so we saw... Okay, there are a couple of things in here. There's probably going to be a succubus in this. And there's going to... We want to click on something else. So this is August 16th, 1970. Yeah. Third Eye says, he shut that down pretty fast. He doesn't later on, though. He's fully into it. Alder says she's a French-American. Oh, okay. Manon Gage. I thought she'd be French-Canadian, but close enough. Because she speaks fluent French. There's a scene where she's speaking French with another actor. So I thought maybe she was Canadian, but maybe not. Well, she's clearly not.
Scene 11B, take 2.
Shane Dawson.
Action. What are you doing here?
I just came to pick up some things.
Saw the police tape.
My fingerprints are all over this place anyway. Not to mention my ass prints and tit prints. Is there such a thing as an ass print?
You came to pick up what?
Stuff that I made before they put his name on it. A portrait of the artist.
He looks unhappy.
He didn't like being looked at. He said my work was amateur.
Is that what he was working on before he died?
He was trying to reduce my face to pure form. He painted over each line 50 times to remove any meaning from it. The pure essence of Franny, just lines and colors. He liked my lines. But all the rest was terrible.
There she is.
All the rest. He
That's
liked
it?
my lines.
Shit. I'm trying to scrub slower, but it's not. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because... There she is. So there's three things in here. We see 2 masks, candles, another recurring theme. What else do we see? You really could go through this shot by shot, and then at the very beginning we have obviously more paintings.
Ass prints and tit prints. Is there such a thing as an ass print?
You came to pick up what?
Another plant.
Stuff that I made.
Let me see if
Before
I
they
find
put
any
his name on.
snakes. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Maybe went too fast. More
If you've already
masks,
guessed it,
masks,
just say so,
plants,
detective.
candles, candles.
I found the body. I couldn't process it. I wrote the diary, got ready for the show, and headed out as if everything was fine.
I mean,
When you found the body, was there a mask? Some kind of mask?
should we click on this mask? Well, actually, let's look for the snake first, if there are any snakes.
No.
Shoe just came off.
He was naked. There was blood. First, I thought it was a
Also, just to say that that hair that she has, the the wig that she's wearing is awful.
game. Sometimes he would act weak, so I wouldn't want to leave him. But
Can I ask you about these marks?
Telephone is another thing that's a recurring theme. Well, not recurring in all 3 of them, but like it's in two of everything, quite in a lot of the scenes there's like a phone. So that will connect me. Oh, I'm sorry guys. I'm like dying right now.
I hope you didn't get too hung up on.
Okay, no snakes so far. No? You don't see anything? Anal. Okay! He's like, don't want to hear any more, thank you.
Minsky and the rest, art is a procreative and
No snakes, except for... Basically watching movies is hard to do when you're sleepy. I know. You're right. But I really want to get all of the scenes so I can watch the movies in its entirety.
I'm about to go to sleep. I sleep naked.
Yeah, and so she flashes him. So no... Wait! Aren't those snakes? Look! On the painting here? These are snakes? That's a snake coming out of a fucking head. Dude, we're clicking on that. Oh, this is the scene I've never seen before.
That serpent was certainly sent by God as a punishment.
That serpent was certainly sent by God. See? Snakes! Holy shit!
I know enough scripture to know the serpent is the devil's tool. Remember, your God has saved you. Please, call me Rosario, or friend. That is who I am to you. You must be quiet. Your orders are to rest for 48 hours. As your nurse, I insist.
Actually, I was just thinking that the art in this game, I would totally put that in my house. Some of them are so cool.
You're in spirits.
If I'm in spirits, it is because I have accomplished something so great. It has expunged my earlier sins.
What do you mean?
You I cannot tell. As you seem indisposed to sleep, I shall put you to rest with some music.
Music?
I had them fetch my harp. Before I became a novice, I practiced often. I'm told I play well.
Ooh, a harp. That's new.
Tape.
Can anybody find out? Kind of saying, honestly, the budget for this must have rivaled some television. I'd love to find that out. I wonder if it's
Touch the harp like you are
there.
touching yourself.
What the hell? You know, the dialogue kind of reminds me. Have you ever seen Alexander Jodorowsky's The Holy Mountain? Like, a lot of it is weirdly religious and then, like, porn, basically. And there's one line that stood out to me from that they're going up the mountain and the guy's like, rub your vagina on the side of the mountain. I was like 14 when I watched this movie for the first time. I'm like, what the fuck? This is what this dialogue reminds me of. Touch the hop like you would touch this. Ay, ay, ay. I know that was probably a note from the director, but like, I'm dead. The director also in this, sorry I keep pausing it, but he's a total creep. If you remember, I don't know if you saw on Thursday, they did like a table read and he was so greasy and disgusting. Ugh. Orgasmic. Can you imagine? More orgasmic. Give me more.
Wait. How is this possible?
Yes. I'm the original of your Madonna.
Madonna.
I'd hoped to keep this secret. Before my life in the Abbey, I had many admirers, believed that I paid them no attention. One was the artist Martin Galuppi.
Galuppi?
He petitioned me to sit for him, and I was compelled by my parents to agree. He gave the painting to me as a gift. Embarrassed by the blasphemy.
Ah! Oh, we have a succubus. Okay.
Cut there.
We have a succubus there.
We're good? Okay. We're moving over to the bed now. We'll finish the story there.
Oh, I bet we're going to finish the story there. Kaita says, something that stood out to me about this is that when the first movie was being filmed, 1968, is the same year that the Hays Code entered into the U.S., which was the legal restrictions that block like any intimate content from being shown in movies. Yeah, I listened to a podcast about this recently. What the hell was it called? And it talked about how it's actually talking about Deep Throat, like how much that changed, like everything, like changed the game in terms of like pornographic things being shown in movies, and how it was like a total game changer when it came out in the 70s. So they talked a bit about Hays Code and how that affected it, and how like movies as a result, like what the fuck was the podcast called? It's actually a really cool podcast. You're Wrong About, and it's called, the episode is called The Pornography Wars. Anyway, Porn Wars. And they talk extensively about how like Times Square at the time really changed, and like movies and how sex is portrayed in movies, and well, in that case I guess it was like pretty much a porn, softcore porn, but very interesting. Didn't know any of that stuff. I bet you we're gonna go back to that they're gonna be like, no more sex in movies one day. Watch.
12 Charlie, take 4.
Action.
That serpent was certainly sent by God as a punishment.
Damn it, it's right at the end, isn't it?
It's possible.
We're good.
Yes!
We're good.
Shit! Shit! Here she is.
Mary didn't wear blue. And she wasn't a virgin.
I told you guys that I played the Virgin. Mary in a school play when I was 5 years old. I should find that picture to show it to you, because that was like the first time I was ever on stage, and I fucking killed it. I was the best Mary ever. Just saying.
That's blasphemous.
Oh, you have no idea.
Guys. Is she gonna kill him? She's revealed herself to Robert. I keep calling him Robert. Is that his name? Yeah, Robert. The actor, Robert. Where is she? John says, wasn't the actress renounced her they talk about it in the podcast, renounced her involvement with it and became like aligned with the anti-porn movement afterwards, which is interesting. Even though like that movie is kind of credited with like kind of the pornification of like mainstream movies. But yeah, she did not, like, it was a really awful time for her, of course. Like, they were all shitheads and awful people, essentially. But yeah, it's a really good episode talking about how much that changes. And not so much about her, but like sort of the pipeline from anti-porn and align with the Christian right and stuff like that. So it's really interesting. Kaita says, I'm glad we have intimacy coordinators. Oh, hell yeah. Although I've heard some mixed stories about having, if you get like a bad intimacy coordinator that isn't really that trauma-informed and great, that it can get really, really bad. But I'm glad that it's at least something that, you know. Oh, is it telling me that it's fully charged? Yes. Okay, we're fully charged. And Kites is saying also ironically that the real world filming of this would have had one. Oh, absolutely. Could you imagine? Eesh. Yeah, an intimacy coordinator is essentially a stunt coordinator, but for simulated sex scenes and other kinds of intimacy as well. Because I'm sure you've seen, I know that I have seen scenes in movies that I'm like, I really hope that the people involved in this got like had support afterwards, because it's like there've been some scenes where I'm like I can't even watch it. It's so disturbing. And as an actor, having to go through that is, even if it's simulated, your body doesn't know that it is. So that's, I'm glad it's a thing, and yeah. Didn't even know that intimacy coordinator was even a thing. I know, it's the greatest thing ever, really. Never had to work with one because I've never had an intimacy scene, but I remember I told you guys about the one audition that I got that was like saying that it was basically like you're gonna be naked for like half of this. I'm like, oh god. That means I have to go to the gym. Damn it. And that there would be an intimacy coordinator on set and blah blah blah, but that like freaked me out. I was like, oh my god, that's so scary. Like, I remember watching, like, True Blood for the first time, and that show has a lot of simulated sex scenes in it. Like, really, really a lot. And you're like, is that real? Because it certainly does look real, but it's not. And I don't think they had an intimacy coordinator for that, which is terrifying for me, because some of those sex scenes are really, like, not nice to watch. Anyway. John says, I mean, Hollywood is full of creepy fucks. That's not surprising at all. Absolutely. Okay, let's watch the scene. Does he know? Who she is?
We good? Okay.
Oh, so... But he seems to recognize her. John says, oh god, I watched True Blood. Yes, that was your first time watching it. And that's the pilot. So imagine that, but like times 1,000 for the rest of the... For all 7 seasons, essentially. I think they toned it down like later on in later seasons, but like it was really in your face in the first, second, and third season, basically, were really like gratuitous almost. So I can't even imagine being an actor and having to do that every day. It's like, oh god, now I have to do this again. Ay. And then I have to eat lunch with these people after. That's so awkward. I did talk to a group of, like, a couple of people when I was doing background, like, years ago. In 2012, 2011. A group of other, like, backgrounders that had to do background in, like, an orgy scene. And they were all... They had to be naked. Completely naked. Full frontal, everything. For the entire day, essentially. And one of the girls was like... It was surprising how quickly we became really comfortable with just, like, sitting around being, like, complete... Like, they would wear robes in between, but, like... She's like, I was really... After a while, I just didn't wear the robe. I just sat there, and, like, another guy was sitting there, like, balls out. No big deal. I'm like, I can't. You're sitting there fucking eating soup and over your genitals. Like, oof. And she's like, yeah. And then we literally had to just lay around in the background. Like, no one... You could see us, but then it was, like, the two main actors doing their thing. Which I don't even think that they were actually doing anything, like, sexual. They were just talking. And then everybody else is... And I'm like, fuck, man, you are brave. I could never do that kind of work. Like, just sitting around like, yeah! Like, no. No. Too much.
We're moving over to the...
So, let's see if we can...
Mary didn't wear blue. And she wasn't a virgin.
Okay, also, her saying that means that she's probably been around for a long time. Right? Some, like a... some kind of demon or whatever that has been around for as long as Christianity has, at least. A demon or a succubus that is now inhabiting her body, has taken her soul.
That's blasphemous.
Oh, you have no idea.
Let's see where this takes us.
I lied about burning her letters.
Oh, shit. Shane Dawson.
I told Minsky I did, but I kept them. Wanted to preserve her voice for posterity.
What's in them?
Yeah, third eye saying talking like she knows her personally or has met her, yeah.
She loved him. She begged him to take her back. But she also remembered the bad stuff. She gave a necklace he made her as a gift to a friend. He was so angry he put a cigarette out in her face. If you look at his green portrait 32, you can see the burn mark. He painted it in.
Jesus Christ.
Olga was 15 when they met. In the same way he repainted and repainted to reduce his paintings to pure form, he broke his girls down until they were the forms he wanted. But when he's done with you, you have nothing left. The rest of the world is just negative space.
I wonder if we have... Do we see any snakes?
I was done with him.
Okay.
Yes, we do have something here. Oh, there she is.
Okay, let's
I'm not done with him.
Okay, let's go again.
from the top where the touch portender is. Okay, let's go again. From the top where the touch portender is.
Scene 29C, take 2.
Oh, love her pants. There's also a shoe in the background that I just noticed. Then the green robe. We have a chair. We have the masks. We have a radiator. Some kind of bust in the back.
Action.
Why is he soaking wet? What is happening?
Decadence suits you.
You think Olga did it?
I lied about burning her letters. I told Minsky I did, but I kept them. Wanted to preserve her voice for posterity.
What's in them?
She loved him.
Let me just favorite this one.
She begged him to take her back. But she also remembered the bad stuff.
Okay, we've already seen this, but I want to click on the shoe. Okay, she also looked at the camera, so I'm wondering if we can also click on her face as well. Let's click on the shoe first.
Eat with the Bible in her hands.
Decadence suits you.
Oh, it's the same scene.
You think Olga did it?
It's the rehearsal.
I lied about burning her letters. I told Minsky I did, but I kept them. Wanted to preserve her voice for posterity.
What's in them?
She loved him. She begged him to take her back. But she also remembered the bad stuff. She gave a necklace he made her as a gift to a friend. He was so angry he put a cigarette out in her face. If you look in his green portrait 32, you can see the burn mark. He painted it in. Olga was 15 when they met. In the same way he repainted and repainted to reduce his paintings to pure form, he broke his girls down until they were the forms he wanted. But when he's done with you, you have nothing left. The rest of the world is just
blah, blah, blah.
negative space.
Oh, and now they're making out? What? That wasn't that. They slowly, tenderly make love.
Sitting up in the glow of the...
He's like, he's so repulsed. He can't help himself. It's so funny.
He should kiss my neck and shoulders, then pull my hair.
What do we see here? Anything? Oh, love his outfit. It's very 70s.
Good man. I was trying to react. Then we cut.
They're totally banging. Oh my god. Not him and her. The director and him. Let's see if we get something else from this, from him.
Is he still a cop?
I think so.
Oh yeah, we've already seen this.
Have you seen Olga? I saw her at the Minsky show. She was wearing some special
Oh, I've
earrings,
seen this. I don't know if
Minsky
you have.
originals.
She's Minsky's type. Eastern European beauty queens with nice tits. No offense, Franny. I think I've seen her around.
I've seen her in '88. She sits at the bar and eyeballs everyone coming in.
88.
Oh, you're gonna like this.
Ah, that line. 88. Is it me or is it the line? Club 88? But what's an 88?
Do we need it?
How did I see it in the reads?
We can just pick this up in the close-up, right, John?
Yes, Marissa, cut.
That's such a weird reaction. My brain is starting to hurt. Because he realizes that he fucks up and then he, like, kisses her head. What is happening? Who does this? No one does this! This was the scene that I was talking about where they had, like... Which I would find challenging because she's reacting to a mistake as an actor in a movie, but she's also in a movie. You'll see.
22B, take one.
Ooh, that's something I can click on too.
Cue Billy?
Well, someone didn't waste too much time. Minsky's body is still warm.
Oh, sorry.
We're the wrong way around.
All right, keep rolling from the top. Action. Billy?
Well, someone didn't waste too much time. Minsky's body is still warm.
You look different, detective. Did you lose your virginity?
Detective Goodman thinks that Minsky's ex is in town. Olga Raknov?
And here's me thinking this is a social call.
Okay. Last thing, and then I think I'm done for today.
Scene 22B, take one.
Okay, let's see what this takes us.
John's gonna love you.
Ah, this is the one where she speaks French.
This is a screen test for Minsky. When I call up your name, just tell us about yourself, and we will see if the camera loves you. Susie?
Hi, I'm Susie. I am a wholesome country girl who came to New York City to make it big. However, I fell in with a bunch of degenerate artists and shucksters. They told me I was going to be a star, but they only play my pictures at the Times Square movie theaters. Don't give me that look, Drella. I think this could be my big break.
Who's this person in the background,
to
actually?
film the movie.
Eddie?
I'm Eddie.
Iconic
and I'm
sweater.
told I'm photogenic on account of my big brown eyes.
Scary.
I'm excited to meet Douglas Simons. Seeing him in a loincloth fighting gladiators was
Oh, we found another one. Oh, she's like staring them down?
Cloth fighting gladiators was a big artistic influence on me growing up.
And I'm Debbie.
You didn't wait your turn.
I thought you were done. You're done. Debbie, tell us about yourself. Well, I'm from a very well-to-do family back in France.
Faisais-tu partie de l'Ancien Régime?
Ah, ma famille a rampé l'échelle sociale après que le guillotine finisse son travail. D'accord. I moved to New York City with my brother after I was kicked out of school for trying to put on a play about the Jesus fucking Mary Magdalene. I make a lot of religious art, mostly centered on the body. I figure if God is anywhere, he isn't here. Is this a religious movie?
No, that was the last one.
Where you played the devil?
Where I played the devil.
Oh, now that is a hell I can get behind.
Hey, Sergey, thank you so much for the race subscribe. 32 months.
I think you're all wonderful. John is going to love you.
Okay, first of all, I want to click on the girl in the back. Nope, nothing. Okay, guys. Sorry, Sergey, I know you just joined, but I'm done. I'm so done. So tired. Oh my god, we have still so much to go. I think I'm gonna be playing this one off stream too. You know, whenever I have time to do that. So these are all the ones that I've collected so far that have him, or the succubus that shows up. So, that's that. And I noticed also that you can delete... You can delete, frames, too. I don't know why you would. These are the objects. I don't want the objects. There's still so much to figure out. It's so overwhelming. But I love it. Anyways. Yeah. Still have a lot more to go. But, yeah, this game is fucking cool, man. So cool, man. I really, really like it. So different. Like... And it totally scratches that itch of me looking through old things. This is totally up my alley. I really hope he does another one where this developer does more games like this, because it's so fun. Scratches that itch also of detective work, which I love doing, so that's good. Let's move back to chatty. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out. If you're watching and you don't already follow me, please go ahead and hit the follow button. Turn on notifications so you know when I go live next. I stream on Thursdays and Fridays, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 2 ways you can support the channel. You could subscribe, which during the month of September is, for the first month, 20% off. So if you want to get in on the fun perks of being a sub, which includes ad-free viewing, access to my Discord, emotes, and other fun cool points, definitely check that out. And I think it gets cheaper the more you subscribe, like for how long you subscribe for initially. So certainly check that out if you want to support the channel, or just come to streams. That's also supporting. So you can also join my Patreon, which supports my music, but also indirectly the channel as well. So that's another way you can support. And yeah, thanks so much for indulging me while I'm half asleep still, because yeah, gravel just makes me a zombie. And hopefully next week nothing changes. next week we are... Oh, so I got the what happened to Carl Goodman achievement. Nice. Nice. What was I saying? Right. Next week, we are doing a Thirsty Thursday on September 8th. We're doing Raptor Boyfriend, which is a visual novel where we follow a high school romance between a girl and her raptor boyfriend. Literally a velociraptor as a boyfriend. It's super weird and super cool. Then Friday, we're doing another FMV called The Dame Was Loaded. It is an film noir detective kind of thing, but I don't know if it's from the 90s, so it may be really awful. If we don't end up liking that one, or if I'm just like, this is awful, we can play As Dusk Falls. I will remember to actually install it. Saturday, we'll be doing a Sims 4 Saturday, where we are going to make a Twitch streamer inside of Sims, because they have that pack now where you can have a streaming pack. So I'll be picking that up so that we can do that. And we're going to try and build a Twitch streamer that's famous in the game. So that's what we're doing next week. Also tonight, if you are part of my Discord, we are doing a listening party for the Damned's Damned and the Misfits American Psycho. So it's just sitting around eating food and listen to some tunes. That's in my Discord. So certainly sign up, check that out if you're interested. Guys, have a really good rest of your weekend. It's funny that I haven't heard any of the planes go over. So maybe they're not doing it today. I don't know what's happening. But enjoy your long weekend, and stay safe and all that fun stuff. And we will see you next Thursday. Okay?
Bye.